Hello everyone. So our piece is called The Current Course. It is a collective creation by the Miles Macro drama class. And the piece explores generational differences as well as personifies some of the ways greed manifests in our society, including pollution, overconsumption, propaganda, and corporate greed.
Our piece today is a work in progress, and we are looking forward to our feedback as well as continuing the work on our piece. We hope you enjoy the current course, and just as a heads up, it does include some themes of violence.
Thank you.
Make sure to bring up the fancy cutlery.
Yes, sir.
I remember when I first got those. Those cost me 5 people's paychecks.
Speaking of which, where's my paycheck, sir?
Oh, don't you worry. There'll be a hefty paycheck in it for you. Much bigger than last time.
I didn't get paid last time, sir.
Exactly. Now bring up the fine china. Man, I remember when I was just a kid. My own father barely made enough money to survive. Now look at me. Rich as can be. Truly an inspiring story. Won't you say?
As long as you're paying me, of course, sir.
Of course I'll pay you. I've never paid anyone less than they deserve.
What about the factory workers, sir?
As I said, I've never paid anyone less than they deserve, and I certainly deserve that Ferris wheel.
But don't you think they also deserve to be paid, sir?
Be quiet, Butler. I don't pay you to speak, I pay you to work. I do suppose you could be right, though. I mean, without my factory workers, I wouldn't have any of this money. You know what, maybe that's not a bad idea. From now on, I, Bartholomew Henry Bob III Jr., will give my work... Butler, the door.
Now presenting...
Have you seen what they put in the paper? You have to be kidding me. Oh, Charlie Cohen factories are destroying the environment again? It was one time, and it's just a couple hundred gallons of oil in the town's only water source. It's really not a big deal. And we have so much more water to drink. You know, we have oceans for a reason, right? At least I know my journalists will be on my side. They're always even telling me that your articles are painting you in an appalling light. It's so sweet, even when they mispronounced a feeling. Anyway, this party is going to be wonderful. We're going to have a great time. And although personally this decor is hideous, I love it so much.
Butler, the door.
Now presenting Avari.
Oh, dear Bartholomew, thank you so much for inviting me to this lovely little dinner party.
Of course, we're glad to have you. Please have a seat. We have a 5-course meal planned for you.
Fine. Barthy, have you and the family fallen on hard times? It started when the chauffeur dropped me off in the driveway. I noticed you only had one car parked outside. I suppose out of curiosity, I gave a little peek into the garage, and I noticed you only had one car in there just the same. Now, I mean, not to brag, but I have 3 cars in my driveway, and 5 whole garages full of all sorts of cars. I mean, I do suppose I've always prided myself on how much I've accumulated, though. All of my designer shoes, my dresses, my pets. Recently, I've started a collection of pets. See, it started with getting a Rottweiler, but the Rottweiler turned into a Mastiff, and the Mastiff needed a Chow Chow to come with the Mastiff size. And what's a Chow Chow but a poodle, am I right? And that turned into a monkey collection, which turned into a bird collection, and now I'm in love with peacocks. But frankly, if it's of any value, I can pay for some extra meals. I mean, 5 is simply 5 too short.
Butler, the door.
Now presenting Charles Smoke.
Greetings! I stand before you as the hero of humanity and CEO of Charlie Co. Pluses once lush and gleaming with beauty now stand barren, their environment sacrificed upon my altar of innovation. But fear not, within their absence, civilization blooms. Rivers once clear and blue, now went dark to clean my industry. Both in their absence lies the solution. Animals even cower at the very sound of my name. Their environment, barren, completely raised to make monuments none other than me. Oh, the price that I was willing to pay in the name of progress. So, marvel in the chaos, for it is the price. And embrace the destruction, for it is now the very thing you are now built upon. And remember, it's not the earth that will inherit the spoils, but those of us rich enough to buy it.
Rats and bats. We've been pushed aside again.
Oh, again, this always happens.
Why do it smell smoke?
What do you mean? It smells so fresh right here.
What are you talking about?
He just smoked 5 today. He usually smokes 30, 35 an hour.
That's absurd! There's no way a single person can smoke 35 cigarettes in a single hour.
Not for Mrs. Smoke. Well, my dad's a nice guy. He doesn't care about pollution. He doesn't care about ambiental problems and that kind of stuff. Literally, he doesn't care about nothing like that. Well, I'm really different off my dad. Once he's drinking chloroform-slant water, he was like glowing for a week. He's still glowing a little bit. And one, he tried to be a good father, and like get us for like free, but I didn't know it was for a cigarette factory.
People tell me I'm brutally honest. They say it like it's a bad thing. I don't see how, though. My mom is literally the biggest pathological liar out there. If she has something that she hears, she'll make herself sound better by saying some sort of lie. One time, she told a whole crowd of people that her hair color was all natural. Definitely a lie. It was bright pink. There was no way that anyone was going to be born with bright pink hair. No one believed her, but it's what she does. She lies her way into getting away with anything and everything. Maybe one day she'll pay attention to me, maybe even listen. Then she could see just how damaged the world was. You think your mom damages the world? Mine makes people homeless. I mean, he's not such a bad father. He lets me keep all the receipts he's ever bought in his whole entire lifetime. And he lets me play on that Ferris wheel until he wants a turn. And I've made friends with the people who've lost their homes due to the prices going up. We play with old moldy furniture, and then we pick bugs out of each other's hair. It's not so bad. It's okay.
Every day, I try to convince my mom to stop over-purchasing and then bragging about it. We don't need a butler. I know exactly how to clean my own room. And I know how to cook my own food. And I don't need to make dinner for me all the time. When I turn 18, I'll never be such an over-consumer. But by the way, I like her shoes, they're bright. But anyways, we'll work one day, and everything will be her fault.
Exactly. She has so much stuff that she's never even touched. Oh, and don't get me started on peacock feathers. I didn't even want to go to the stupid party anyway. I mean, it's just so fancy.
Right. So I'm sure you all know why I called this meeting. I'm sure we've all had our fair share of issues with this new generation and their so-called morals. I mean, they're always accusing me of never paying my factory workers, but I mean, last time I checked, the Constitution never required us to pay volunteers.
My father doesn't pay his workers anything, and the ones he does pay don't make enough to survive.
And enough of this, I don't pay him enough to make a living. I don't pay him to live, I pay him to work.
My father has been raising the prices since before I was born.
I hate this new generation. They're all pathological liars.
No, we're not.
They always follow their own made-up scenarios that they blindly follow. They're like migrating birds. They just go wherever. I've even seen some birds go up north to Malaysia.
We're in Canada. Do you know how birds work? For the record, Malaysia isn't north.
And they even accuse me of getting useless surgeries, even though they always get their own, like kidney transplants.
Kidneys aren't cosmetics. They got cancer from pollution.
At least I know my kid isn't like that. I can trust them to inherit my news company.
What makes you think I'd want to inherit that?
Anyways, I still just don't know what to do about this new generation. You're telling me, buying too much, to think of this new generation of kids to be so selfish. I mean, I get it. They're jealous of all my cars and my riches and my tigers. Walking down the street, which I do rarely because I hate the middle class. Filthy things. I just know that they're trying to take my peacock feathers.
Nobody wants peacock feathers. It's not you. It's just that you don't need all these cars and these exotic pets. You're ruining local businesses with your overconsumption.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need it. Where are you doing all this? Like, what the hell? You're gonna take us to bankruptcy. That won't solve anything.
And they claim that I'm ruining the economy just because I don't want to get my hand-made beeswax candles and hand soaps from some hillbilly. It's not my fault that I prefer my premium and designer options middle-class filth-free. And then they tack on, what about the resources, the laborers who get paid 3 cents an hour, and then word it as if it's my fault.
You're literally encouraging and promoting unsafe working conditions.
Yeah, you're feeling a lot. That's why we're all complaining about this ridiculous obsession. We'll broke because of you. Don't you see, man? Or should I call you wasteful man?
I don't get the youth these days. Always trying to shut down my factories because I chopped down a few trees to build them. Like, come on, didn't even infect the environment that much.
My dad literally killed a lot of flowers just for being more jars.
And they're all like, you need to fix this. Your workers can't breathe. But like, of course they can. It's called using your lungs.
Little some homeworks, they die because have so much smoke because he makes the smoke into the stars. That's crazy.
Enough of this blabbling. Let's get some entertainment over here.
Fancy a game of roulette?
Sure thing.
Why not?
I don't know how to play. Oh, sure you do. It's easy. All you have to do is say go fish when you think you need to win. And when you think you're about to win, you put money down as a bet.
All in.
Fair enough. You'll fish. Oh, that's not a win. You need 4 cards in your hand and 4 cards here first. That means you lose. Sorry. And now, what?
That's not how you play.
Oh, yes it is. I wrote an article about it yesterday. Of course I know how to play. Now, all the money goes to me since you didn't win. Oh, Butler,
Yes, ma'am?
Where's the second lobster?
Second.
Don't be dense. I saw you preparing it earlier.
Oh, that lobster's for the children, ma'am.
Butler, I don't pay you for your sense of humor. Go get the second lobster. And don't forget the saffron garnish this time.
The second. But what about the children, sir?
I pay you to deal with them. Now get the second lobster.
Yes, sir.
You know, really, I'm not that worried about these kids. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just buy them out. Every grocery store within 1,000 miles radius. Pick clean about its caviar, gold leaf sushi, and lobster, of course. I mean, I'd rather starve than go without lobster. Now this is delectable. Perhaps not as seasoned as I would have liked, but... And are these juniors? They're quite small. You don't mind, do you? I'm starving. Oh, look at that. Full house. Would you like a bowl of Aria?
Sir, ma'am, dessert is...
Say, what's in this dessert?
Oh, well, it has...
Oh, how marvelous. But does it have any sugar or flour in it?
It's a pastry, ma'am. It has sugar and flour.
Oh, sugar and flour thing. Then that's totally fine. I'm only allergic to flour and sugar.
You're allergic to...
Flour and sugar, yes. You said this was made with sugar and flour, so it's fine.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know if I...
It's fine. I know what I'm talking about. See, it's not too restrictive. Most things are made with flour and sugar, not sugar and flour. So it's totally fine to eat them. Even though my assistant tries to tell me otherwise. She always tells me it's the same thing. That cake will kill you. She's just crazy. Even when the chef says it's made with sugar and flour, not flour and sugar, she still convinces them not to give it to me. Crazy. So?
I don't pay you to stand there all day. Give the lady your dessert.
Yes, sir.
Fine. You know, my assistant, she's always telling me to stop publishing lies about people. It's illegal. And that the drinking water isn't safe because we're next to a chemical plant. She's been brainwashed by all those kids online. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. Poker.
Poker? I thought we were playing.
Ah, look at that royal flesh. What do you have?
Two of a kind?
So wonderful, but still, you lose. I'm just so good at this game. I bet you could win it back, you know?
Yeah, just give me a second. Damn it! Another royal flush. What are the odds of that?
Sir,
You. What are you doing here? Trying to play a game?
I'm here for my paycheck, sir.
Paycheck. Give me an hour or two. I'll win it back.
Win it back?
Yeah, I was just playing a little game of Hold'em here with Bruce. Say, where'd she go?
She's not here right now, sir. Can't you just take it back?
Take it back? No, that'd be stealing. I don't steal.
What about all those paychecks you stole, sir? From the factory workers? From me?
Hey, I've never stolen from anyone. I pay everyone exactly what they deserve.
If you paid everyone what they deserve, you wouldn't have the money to gamble with. Or this nice house, or that fine china, or a butler.
I don't appreciate your tone, Butler. I don't pay you to speak.
Oh, but you don't pay me at all, sir, do you? Not anymore.
Do a good job next time, and it'll be a hefty paycheck and a fee. Much bigger than today. Nothing comes free in this world, you know?
You're right, sir. It doesn't.
I'm glad you can see my point of view. You know, too many people here don't. Oh, ah, oh!
They're just all gone.
Yes.
Never thought I'd see the day.
Why don't you take a seat?
Cool.
All of you. Bet the food doesn't go to waste.